It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Tonight, it's the second game here on this wild card Saturday, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New York Giants. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level.
It's the second of our two games here on this Saturday as Super Wild Card Weekend continues here on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. Throwing, Love. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Love from the gun on third down. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That's taken inside his own 40. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And he was absolutely sensational throwing the football all year long, better than 40 touchdown passes. That means he made good decisions, and his team trusted him with the ball. So I can't imagine a scenario in this game where they changed their philosophy. If they trusted him in the regular season, they're going to trust him now and let him turn it loose.
Now a second and 10. Back to throw, Howell. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now Howell. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A nice grab there for a guy coming off a terrific season, one that saw him have over 100 catches.
And when you have that many catches, that means you're a full part of the offense. And let's face it, he's been as good as anyone in the NFL this year. So it figures he's going to play a big role in whether his team can advance in the playoffs.
With a play fake, and now here's Howell to throw it. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Up the middle, Nwangu. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Powell. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
Blankenship's kick is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
And they will wrangle them down a couple yards shy of the 30. And New York set to take the field. I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right, that 4th seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair way of doing things. But I got to tell you, I personally like it. The winning a division title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't, just stack them all up and take the best 6 records, but there's a division for a reason, and the champion hosts the first round.
And the first rule of thumb in building a team, build a team to win your division. Beat those teams first, then you go from there.
Off the play fake, Love. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Here we go. Love. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. To the air again, Love. He finds his man, complete. That's McDonald. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And the Giants are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Working out of the gun, Love. Touchdown, Giants! Tony Pollard from 6 yards away. And the Giants have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. And that's good for a gain of 6. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. At their own 27-yard line. Ready. Love looking to throw it. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. In motion, the tight end. Love from the gun. That's taken in. It's Keon Coleman. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Love now. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's now second and 10.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. That's dumped off to Pollard. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On is the punter, Brian Anger, to kick this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. Loose inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Here's Howell. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. And Howell will throw it. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. T. Higgins from 4 yards out. And the Falcons are able to move back in front. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it was T. Higgins who capped the drive with the touchdown reception. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
Now Love. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. It'll be a gain of 5. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Love. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Caleb Chason in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Returnable here from the 38. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. Atlanta now coming out on the field. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
First down, Falcons.
Howell, he'll look to throw it. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now they go play action with Howell. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And once more, Howell back to the air. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll bring up fourth down. Blankenship's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
New York sent to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
That's caught. It's Coleman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing. Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it inside the 10. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz. They dial it up. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now, the question, was the knee, in fact, down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And not much of an opening there, as he's only going to get this to about the 32. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. To throw now. Here's Love. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Here's Brian Anger now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Second quarter now, Falcon football. Now a 2nd and 6. As they've got it as we resume action. Now Howell. Washington's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Had to give to Brown on the option. Oh, he's got some breathing room. They're trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the option. 45 yards on the ground. And Mr. Reliable shows those legs again here in the playoffs.
And what do coaches tell us all the time? In the playoffs, the team that runs the football well will win the game and ultimately be a champion. They're trying to prove that fact today.
Setting the tone on the ground. Howell out of the shotgun. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Howell. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Sam Howell punching it in from a yard away. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And the Giants ready to come out now. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
2nd and 10. Going back to Love. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Right back to Chris Godwin. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Running right, it's Pollard. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Love. Completes it to Coleman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Off the play fake, Love. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Play fake. Here's Love. And his throw here's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Love now. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Joe Williams. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Hal running right on the option. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. This will be caught by Brown. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4th. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. A short one here caught by McBride. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up from the 43. Here's 2nd down and 2. Out of the gun, a give to Pollard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Love from the gun on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. This 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Working out of the gun. Love. A quick pass here to Godwin. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 31-yard line. To the air again, Love. He finds his man, Pollard. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Here's Love. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Here we go, ready.
Now Love. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw again. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Love. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Brian Burns able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the gun on 3rd down, Howell. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
No surprise to see a sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the 1st down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. 2nd and 9 from the 44. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Got a man. It's Brown. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. They go play action with Huntley. Wide open receiver complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Huntley. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Zay Jones, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So take away the touchdown there, as that's going to be ruled an incomplete pass. Huntley working from the gun. Flushed out right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Huntley to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Blankenship's kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing. Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. This is caught inside the 15. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
To throw, Huntley.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Taking a shot for Samuel. And from this spot, and it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The second of our 2 games here on this Super Wildcard Saturday is at halftime. We'll get it back out to you guys in just a minute. But